R2-D2, Your Highness.
Welcome Star Wars fans to SMKR. This is your host Steve. Up next is the Build Your Own R2-D2 Issue 8 from Model Space D'Agostini. This is the half-scale robot. I subscribe to it. I suggest you do the same. And here are the parts that comes with Issue 8. We'll open this up, build it, and then we'll look at the magazine. Here are the parts taken out of the bag. Here's a better view of all the parts. Okay, next we're going to extend the head chassis and we're going to install 2 more frames. The frame here with the hole in it will get installed next to the one that has the break or the opening here, and then that one, then the next one will be installed next to it. We have 4 long screws and the nuts. So just like we did before, I'm going to line it up. I'm going to put the nut in the insert there, turn it over, and get the screw installed. Repeat that. And then the next frame goes on next to it. And here we go. Got all our frames installed. Looking pretty good so far. Looking good so far? Okay. Next, in Stage 8 assembly, we will be starting the top ring. Here we have 2 ring frames, a ring frame connector, and 2 of the shorter screws. Chris Campling, who is almost finished with the R2-D2 build, check out his channel. I'll put a link below to Chris's channel. Did say that the shorter screws are required here, as the instructions do not identify what size screws for this. If you put the longer screws in, they are way too long and they stick out and will interfere with the construction later on with the project. Let's get started and get this thing put together. So we will put these 2 pieces together. Now you'll note that one side is flat and the other side kind of has a rounded edge, and you also have a dovetail joint. So make sure that they match on both sides and simply insert it together like that. Then we'll take the connector, throw it on top there, and then we'll turn this over and put in the shorter screws. Make sure they're secure, and when you turn it over, you'll see that none of the screw sticks out on top, so it's flush mounted. So those are the correct screws to use for this. Just remember that you want your part numbers to match for both sides, and you shouldn't have any problems as far as knowing flat side versus the curved side. Next we will install R2-D2's right ankle fitting. And this is just a matter of snapping components into place here. You'll see we want to situate the bottom of this to where you can see this larger notch will line up with this slot here. Just like that. Same on this side, just like that. So you can see they're lined up in there, and these large notches here are on the bottom, and they'll be held in place with the right ankle plate. We'll get the right ankle plate out, and you can see on the right ankle plate we have 2 holes for the screws and the 2 notches that the ankle plate goes into. And make sure we situate this to where it's on top there. You can see how everything will line up here. Just as such. Turn it over. And this is, turn it over, this is where we will install the black screws. So we're going to insert a black screw here and a black screw right here. There you go, tighten down. Look at the other side. Everything looks great. And there you have it. There's everything assembled from issue 8, 7654321. Stay tuned for pack number 3 to arrive with issues 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's look at the magazine. Happy modeling, everybody. And we'll see you back here real soon. Here's issue 8 magazine. We'll look at it real quick. Building the Galaxy. They get into the weapon of the Jedi. And they talk about the Imperial Mark IV Sentry Droid. Then they get into more humanoid type robotics. And we talk about the freedom of movement with the droids. Then they give us a breakdown of all the parts that came with issue 8. And then we have the instructions. This time we have a lot more assembly going on. We do assemble the head and chassis assembly, and these are all the steps included there. And then we start looking at starting the top ring. And then once that's completed, then we get into continuing with R2-D2's right ankle fitting. And then they give us a preview of what issue 9 looks like.